This man's name is Tree. I'm at the jewelry store. Gift options for a wife named Namiko, pregnant at home. But the cash in hand and the new necklace. That caught the attention of two thugs in the back. In an empty street, Casey was blocked by two thugs. I want to get back to my wife quickly. Casey handed over the money in his pocket. But the two thugs didn't let go. Casey has to give the whole necklace he just bought. This action has exceeded the patience of the SI Tree. He used a cloth wrapped in a chain to fight. Two thugs attacked the Tree with knives in a row. But to confront them is a true martial artist. After a while of fighting, the Tree doesn't take too much energy. He also stole the knife, and successfully subdued two thugs. The Tree doesn't want to do that. Throw the knife on the ground and leave. Casey came home wearing a new necklace on his wife's neck. Then go to the grocery store and buy snacks. But when you get home, I found out my wife was murdered. There's an X-shaped wound on his neck. When the pain goes away a little, Casey chooses to report to the police. But after a series of recruitment measures, the police concluded that this was a break-in, home killing, usual robbery and no further investigation. Casey knows it's not that simple. After the funeral for his wife, he will personally seek revenge. At the funeral, Casey's longtime friend is Nakabara. He also flew from Thailand to the funeral. I want Casey to forget the pain of losing his wife. Nakabara invited Nam to come with me to Thailand. The first goal is to ask Casey to help manage the dojo. The second is that it can help the male lead relax the mood. But after listening, Casey refused. You have to avenge your dead wife. Early the next morning Casey went to a dojo. Because I think over and over again, I still feel like two thugs that day. He's the #1 suspect in your wife's murder. That's based on the day of the fight. They use it. Casey speculates those two must be students of this dojo. So I didn't come here for revenge. The head of the dojo saw Nam's jealous eyes. Casey came to cause trouble. So scold is not even abstinence. But after a tough fight, Casey defeated all the students in the dojo. But I still can't see the faces of those two thugs. So he grabbed the head, asking him the names of the two men. At midnight, two thugs are going home. The Tree suddenly came out of the dark, facing the killer who killed his wife. This time the Tree is not soft. You are very cruel. Every shot is a blink of an eye. The two opponents went to heaven one by one. After revenge, the Tree is no longer attached to this land of sorrow, so he went to Thailand alone to find Nakabara. Is the dojo owner here? Nakabara because he wanted to show students the power of KC. So I started a martial arts competition. The result is not known. The hero uses his superhuman power. Beat all the students here. But in the heart of KC, I haven't forgotten about Namiko since. I almost accidentally injured a student, so the Tree is in a sad mood. Go to the bar alone. It's fun, but right now, a thug deliberately spills a glass of wine on your hand. They don't stop provoking with words. This time the main male does not want to hold anymore. He banged his head on the table and then give it a fatal kick. But did not expect. The gangsters gang in the bar is crowded. They immediately rushed to your council. But the Tree was very calm, taking down one by one. See that using tabo does not work. They switch to using stuff. They use everything in the bar. It can be used, dashing in to attack the Tree. But even so, they're not your opponents either. Let them measure the floor. Calm down and drink another bottle of beer. Then we left. The next day I woke up and went to the garden. But when you wake up, your head hurts like a hammer. Extremely annoying. That's what a student nearby saw. He said he could help. At the same time leave the Tree to rest. Results not long after. In the garden came bad news. Who helped Nam pick that fruit? He was killed by a mystic. Until the Tree flew to the scene. The student was already breathing on. He even left an X-shaped wound on his neck, identical to that of Namiko. Turns out the real unsub wasn't two thugs. Very fast, the police arrived and took the body away. Soon Casey came to see Nakabara. Tell him what's in your heart. And Nakabara told me an old story, has drifted into the past. It turns out that many years ago, Tracy's father-in-law and Nakabara's father with their brother. He's the best martial artist in the dojo. Later, Nakabara's father joined the 5th Army and went to Burma. So there are only two people left, Casey's father-in-law and his brother. Later in a conference, dispute over the position of head of the dojo. Casey's father-in-law accidentally beat his brother to death. People in my family. He does not share goddess will with his wife's family. It's been many years. Your younger brother named Goro still wants revenge. He's got a cruel personality, a cruel trick. Currently, became a notorious drug lord in Burma. The weapon he's best at using, it's a long rope. It's shaped like barbed wire. The victim was killed. They often leave deep marks on the neck, plus an X-shaped wound. Nakabara speculation. The recent serial murder cases. Maybe it's Goro. To avenge his brother. Finished talking. Nakabara advised KC to leave Thailand quickly. Avoid self-harm to the body. But the feud that killed Sao's wife may not report. At that time KC made up his mind. I will definitely kill this Goro. Do Nakabara still have to stay in Thailand to coordinate with the police to investigate the student's case? So Nam decided to go to Burma alone to meet that Goro. Before we start, Nakabara told the SI Tree that his father once had a precious black suit and a Japanese sword in the rainforests of Burma. If necessary, can rely on the guidance of this map. Digging up to use. The next day KC flew to Burma. then to a bar. Disguised as a drug addict who wants to buy drugs. Then we'll find out where Goro is. But I guess I just finished. He's surrounded by a bunch of junkies. In front of a crowd like this, Casey doesn't say much. Just a few simple tricks. We defeated them all. The man caught one of them. Force him to say, go to Goro's lair. But this guy doesn't know where Goro is. Only received orders that, if anyone comes here to ask about Goro, kill him. No need to ask why. Casey knows there is nothing to ask, so the hero left there. After returning to the hotel to rest in a dream, I heard a strange noise outside the door. Casey couldn't get dressed in flying clothes. A Burmese policeman standing behind a wooden door. Then just hit back and escape in a spectacular way. See how R.A. Goro bribed the police here. That night Casey quietly mixed into the police station. After beating down the doorman, he stormed into the sheriff's office. Casey directly picked up the police chief and banged hard on the floor. After a barbaric torture, the police chief told me where Goro was hiding. The tree killed him and left. Then hire a small wooden boat, go towards Goro's lair. I don't know how long. In the rainforest. That evening the tree suddenly encountered the bandits have guns, when they are not on guard. Jumped out of the bushes, coldly broke a guy's neck. The second one is controlled by you. Then he threw a knife and killed the third guy. The fourth guy saw that and kept shooting at you. But I can quickly dodge. You were finally caught by him. At the moment of birth and death, Casey faster hand. The knife went straight to his chest before he could fire. Then Casey keeps moving forward. According to the directions of the map, finally, he discovered the equipment that Nakabara's father left in a dry forest. After everything is ready, Casey then launched an all-out attack at night. The tree jumps from above to below, directly with a Japanese sword. Killed two bandits on patrol. And then throw mines. Goro's subordinates were seriously injured. The sound of the explosion. It also caught Goro's attention, and his most powerful subordinate was Mayat. Not long after Mayat took a short knife to his cup. His skills are flexible. It's very dangerous. Casey was defeated and lost all advantage. After a while, drastic. The black cloth on the face was pulled down by Mayat. Punched hard kick skewers flying feet. After a few rounds, the SI tree has gradually understood the trick of Mayat. So you took the chance to catch his hand. A break caused the knife to fall to the ground. Then give another 360-degree kick. Makes Mayat stunned. He tried to get up to fight again, but the tree picked up the knife and stabbed it in the leg. And then a stab in the stomach. In the end, the tree is no longer in love. That pierced through the opponent's chest. Then the tree went straight to Goro's room. There is hatred in his eyes. He looked at Goro in front of Casey and said, "Your brother's daughter is my wife." But Goro just coldly replied. It turns out that Namiko was married to a junkie. When he finished, the tree ran to beat him. Long sword of the SI tree against Goro's barbed wire. SI trees take advantage of the weakness of barbed wire. He bent over and slashed Goro in the stomach, but Goro wasn't hurt. He picked up the Japanese sword from the ground, face to face with the tree. Goro key moment. Again waving barbed wire around the neck of the tree. Fortunately, the man reacted quickly. Use the Japanese sword to stop this deadly attack. The tree uses its best to get out in front. He was not lightly injured. I can't stand up for a long time. And the tree doesn't hesitate. Take out the sword and cut off Goro's head. After the revenge is over, the male lead returned to the Nakabara dojo. Tell that to Nakabara, about his perilous journey of revenge. Results while talking. A freight boy. Attract the attention of the tree. I found a short knife on his waist. On the blade, there are motifs. It's exactly the same pattern of the two thugs you killed. This detail that makes the tree fall into meditation again. Maybe those two thugs were sent by Nakabara. So the mastermind behind this whole thing, not the person sitting in front of you. Under the crucible of the SI tree, Nakabara also set out the truth. On the surface, he's the owner of a dojo. But in fact we're dealing in banned substances. He's always been a close partner with drug lord Goro. But recently, Goro has been increasing the price of drugs. That causes the profits that Nakabara makes to decline. It seriously affected his business. So in the shallow minutes, Nakabara orchestrated this revenge plan himself. He first went to Japan in person. He used a homemade barbed wire to kill his wife, then tricked me into going to Thailand, then used the same trick to kill a student. Next tempting the tree to find Goro conservative. That way, he can be a good fisherman, without any effort. Heard the whole story. The tree knew he was fooled. It turns out that the enemy who killed his wife was always right next to him. The tree can't swallow this. Pick up the teapot on the table and bang towards the Nakabara. The utmost indignation. That brings the power of the sycamore to its peak. He's using one foot to kick Nakabara and fly to the next room. The Nakabara faced the myrtle that was angry like a beast. I dare not ignore the enemy anymore. You turn around and throw a kick. It makes the tree spin in the air and then hit the ground. Then, he's holding a Japanese sword and slashing forward. The tree uses a long stick. Nakabara slashed the staff of the SI tree in two. Your weapon turned into two short sticks. Then they switched to Japanese swords. Keep cutting each other. Nakabara, also handy knife thrower, hit the tree in the shoulder. Finally the tree withheld the knife painfully. Looking up at his homemade barbed wire, hanging on the shelf in front of me, so I tried to get up and grab the steel wire, swinging the rope tightly around Nakabara's neck. It's like he killed your wife that day. He used the same method to end his life. Today's movie is over. This movie is called The Revenge Ninja. Question of this period. The two warriors of Japan are the ninja and the samurai. Which warrior do you prefer? Choose ninja skills and Hans press a key. Select samurai for power and armor press 2. Thank you for watching all of our videos. Hello and see you later.